Beloved, there comes a time in every life when the familiar no longer satisfies the soul. You've chased things, achieved things, lost things, and yet something feels incomplete. That is when you begin to realize that life does not change by force, by chance, or by luck. Life changes the moment you shift the way you see it. The greatest discovery is not that you can change your circumstances, but that you can change yourself. And when you do, the world reflects that change back to you. The mountains look different, the challenges look different, and even the faces around you shine in a new light. It is not the outer world that holds you prisoner, it is the mindset you carry within. One thought can chain you to the ground, and one new thought can set you free to fly. Today, I want to share with you 6 powerful shifts so profound that if you embrace them, they will change not just what you do, but who you become. 1. From scarcity to abundance. Scarcity is not a condition of the world, it is a condition of the mind. When you believe there is not enough, your life reflects lack. You hesitate, you withhold. You live in fear that someone else's gain must mean your loss. This scarcity mindset shrinks your vision and strangles your potential. But abundance is the natural state of the universe. Look at nature, how a single apple tree produces hundreds of apples, each with dozens of seeds capable of creating more trees. Look at the stars, billions of galaxies beyond what our eyes can see. Life was not designed to be stingy. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You no longer live in competition, but in creation. You realize that another person's success is not a threat to yours, but proof of what is possible. Abundance does not mean you have everything. It means you see enough in everything. This shift liberates you. Instead of clinging to what you have, you open your hands to receive more. Instead of asking, what if I lose? You begin asking, what if I gain? Scarcity chains you, abundance sets you free. 2. From victimhood to responsibility, many people live as victims of their circumstances. They say, I am the way I am because of what happened to me. They replay old hurts and use them as excuses to stay stuck. This mindset keeps them powerless, waiting for someone else to change so they can finally be free. But here's the truth: the moment you take full responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. Responsibility does not mean you caused everything that happened. It means you choose how to respond. It means you refuse to hand your power over to circumstances or other people. When you shift into responsibility, you stop asking, why me, and start asking, what can I do with this? Suddenly, obstacles turn into opportunities, setbacks turn into stepping stones, and pain becomes fuel for growth. Responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. It means you are no longer waiting for rescue, you are the one creating change. You are the author, not the victim. This one shift can rewrite your entire story. 3. From fear to faith. Fear is the great thief of destiny. It whispers, stay where you are, don't risk it, don't try. It magnifies the worst possible outcome and paralyzes you before you begin. Many lives are lived small, not because people lack talent or opportunity, but because they surrender to fear. But faith is the antidote. Faith is the courage to step forward even when the path is unclear. Faith is trusting that life supports you, that every step you take with courage will reveal the next. Faith does not erase fear. It transforms it into energy that moves you forward. When you shift from fear to faith, your actions change. Instead of asking, what if I fail? You begin to ask, what begin if this works? You stop hiding behind excuses and start showing up fully alive. Faith lights your path in the darkness and carries you through uncertainty. Fear is a prison, faith is freedom. Once you choose faith, you open yourself to a life far greater than you could have planned. 4. From control to flow. We live in a world obsessed with control. People want to control outcomes, control others, control the timing of everything. But the more you cling, the more life slips through your fingers. Control creates stress, anxiety, and disappointment because no matter how hard you try, you cannot dictate everything. Flow is different. Flow is surrender. Flow is trusting that life has a rhythm and a timing that often surpasses your understanding. Flow does not mean you stop taking action. It means you release attachment to how things must unfold. When you shift into flow, you stop fighting against reality. You begin to see delays not as denials, but as divine redirection. You no longer waste energy resisting what is, but instead align with it. In flow, you discover peace, creativity, and freedom. Imagine a river. If you fight against its current, you exhaust yourself. But if you surrender and move with it, the river carries you farther than your strength ever could. That is the power of flow. It allows life to work with you, not against you. 5. From doubt to inner knowing. Doubt is loud. It screams in your mind, you're not ready. You're not enough. Who do you think you are? Doubt thrives on comparison and fear of failure. Many dreams have died in the soil of doubt before they ever had a chance to grow. But within you lies a deeper wisdom, an inner knowing that speaks quietly but firmly. It is the intuition, the inner compass that guides you toward what is right for your soul. Unlike doubt, which is rooted in fear, inner knowing is rooted in truth. When you shift from doubt to inner knowing, you stop second-guessing every step. You learn to trust that quiet voice within, even when the world disagrees. Doubt looks for external approval, inner knowing rests in self-trust. This shift empowers you to act boldly. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and begin creating them. You no longer ask for permission. You move forward because you know it is right for you. Doubt limits you. Inner knowing liberates you. A switch from limitation to possibility. Limitation says, this is all you can be. This is all you can do. It builds walls in your mind, convincing you that your past equals your future. It tells you that your background, your resources, your age, or your failures define you. But possibility whispers a different truth. It says, you are not finished yet. There is more in you. There is more ahead. Possibility is the spark behind every invention, every breakthrough, every transformation. Nothing great was ever achieved by those who only believed in limitation. When you shift into possibility, your vision expands. You begin to see options where before you saw dead ends. You stop asking, what can go wrong? And start asking, what else is possible? This mindset attracts solutions, resources, and opportunities you never imagined. Limitation keeps you in a cage. Possibility opens the door. Once you embrace possibility, you discover that the only true limits are the ones you accept in your mind. We have walked through 6 powerful shifts, 6 transformations that can move you from scarcity to abundance, from victimhood to responsibility, from fear to faith, from control to flow, from doubt to inner knowing, and from limitation to possibility. These are not just ideas to admire, they're invitations to live. And when you live them, life itself responds in ways you could never have predicted. The greatest truth is this: life changes the moment you change. Your external reality is nothing more than a mirror of your internal beliefs. The people you meet, the doors that open, the opportunities that appear, they are all reflections of the mindset you carry. If you walk in scarcity, you meet lack. If you walk in abundance, you meet provision. If you live in fear, you meet obstacles. If you live in faith, you meet miracles. So the question is not, when will life change? The question is, when will you shift? For the moment you do, the world around you begins to rearrange itself. Think of it like this: you are wearing a pair of glasses. If the lenses are scratched, cloudy, and broken, everything you see will look distorted. But the moment you change the lens, the same world suddenly appears brighter, sharper, more beautiful. Did the world change? No. You changed, and that change changed everything. This is why the shift is so important, because until you change your lens, you will keep living the same patterns, repeating the same struggles, and telling the same story. But once you shift, you begin to tell a new story. One of empowerment, one of courage, one of possibility. And when you tell a new story, life listens. Beloved, you're not here to live small. You are not here to hide behind fear, doubt, or excuses. You are here to live fully awake. You are here to love, to create, to expand, to give, to shine. Every shift you make in your mind moves you closer to that purpose. And let me remind you, this is not about perfection. You will not always live in abundance. You will not always walk in faith. You will not always flow with life effortlessly. That's okay. The goal is not to be flawless, but to be aware. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Each time you notice yourself slipping back into fear, scarcity, or doubt, you gently choose again. That choice, repeated over and over, rewires your entire life. The beautiful thing is this: the power is already within you. You don't have to buy it, borrow it, or beg for it. You only have to awaken it. Every time you choose faith over fear, abundance over scarcity, responsibility over victimhood, you strengthen the muscle of transformation. Over time, these shifts stop being effort. They become your nature. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that fear no longer controls you. Imagine looking at challenges and feeling excitement instead of dread. Imagine seeing opportunities where you once saw dead ends. Imagine trusting the flow of life so deeply that peace becomes your natural state. This is not a dream. This is the reality waiting for you once you embrace the shift. So let today be the day you decide. Let today be the moment you say, enough of the old story. Enough of living small. I am ready for the shift, because the shift does not wait for perfect timing. It happens the moment you choose it. Remember this: the greatest power you have is not in changing the world, but in changing your mind. Once you shift inside, the outside has no choice but to follow. Beloved, the mindset shift truly changes everything, because once you change, everything changes.